guys, welcome to the channel. My name is Rich and this is Savage Supercars. I hope you have an absolutely awesome, fantastic day, guys. Just wanted to do a quick video following on from a conversation I had with a friend of mine over the weekend. So I was chatting to a good friend of mine, a guy called Paul, and he had some genuine questions that he wanted some answers to, and he just thought, you know, we'd put it on the channel, get some feedback from you guys, see what you guys thought. So my friend asked me, in my honest opinion, what I felt was the very best daily driver. So, you know, what car would give you that thrill, that adrenaline, would fall under the category of being a bit savage, but something that you could drive realistically every single day. You know, something that would be the ultimate savage daily driver. And it made me think, and I was chatting to Kuldeep about this as well, and we really sort of gave it a lot of thought about really what that category, what would fall into that, what would be the ideal daily driver. Now, the reality is, you couldn't drive a Ferrari every day. You couldn't live with a Ferrari every single day. You know, you just couldn't handle the width restrictions in some parts of London and around areas, speed bumps, that kind of thing. I think it would become tiresome. I love Ferraris. I think they're a great weekend car, or a track day car, or a special occasion car. I actually knew a director of a company up north who had a Ferrari F12, and he tried to use it as his daily driver. I mean, it was a stunning, I love the F12, and it was a stunning car, Rosso red, black and red interior, beautiful car, and he just couldn't live with it day to day. It just was not a car that he could go to work, to the office, to the supermarket. He just couldn't, it took the shine off what was an amazing journey. And maybe not, the new Aston Martin Vantage might be possible, but all old other Astons, like the Vanquish and the DB9s and that kind of thing, again, I don't think you could live with them day to day. I don't think they're realistically a true daily driven car. The Lamborghini Gallardo, and I've mentioned this before, so I test drove a Lamborghini Gallardo when I had a race day at Brands Hatch. I had 5 supercars to drive, and the Gallardo was one of them. An amazing, amazing car. But the whole way through that journey, I just felt like the Lamborghini wanted to kill me. That's what it wanted to do. It wanted to kill me. I couldn't live with that. It's not an achievable, day-to-day livable car. And, you know, you could the Golf GTI, or Naylor, a friend of mine, would say like the Range Rover. He loves his Big Daddy Range Rover as a daily driver. But I'm talking about something that will do all your normal chores, so kids to school, shopping run, whatever, but then on the right road, on the right day, at the right time, could give you that buzz, that feel, that adrenaline rush, that when you parked it up and you walk away from it, you'd have a sneaky back look at it. You know what I mean? That savagery of a car that just gives you everything, it ticks all the boxes. And I thought it was a great question, and I wanted to share it with you guys, but I also think, you know, everybody would have a different opinion. To me, I think there's 2 main cars here that I think would do it. And if you've got one of these cars, I have no doubt that you'll agree. You know, just put a thumbs up in the message box, because I'm pretty sure you guys will agree. So I think either the BMW M3 M4 or the Mercedes C63 AMG. I think either of those cars in either generation, so, you know, yes, obviously it's nice to have a brand new car, but you can get a C63 or an M3 from like the 2008, 2010 era, or then the newer facelift models from 2012 onwards, and so on and so forth. So it doesn't have to be a brand spanking new M3, M4 or C63. It could be one of the older models, but I still think, you know, I love the M3, M4 from the 2008 onwards, the 4-litre V8. That was just an amazing car. I just thought it looked amazing, had great road presence, still a daily usable driving car. We could have a lot of fun with that car. And then, of course, the C63. Now, I love the new shape. I love the current C63, 63S. I love that shape. I've got a couple of friends of mine actually that have got them. A very good friend of mine, Vish, he's actually got my dream car. He's got a jet black C63 S Coupe with the red and black leather interior, with the black wheels. It's just stunningly beautiful, and that would be my ultimate daily driver. I do think that would be, that car will do everything you want it to do on a daily basis. You can drive it every single day. Now, my wife would want a BMW. She's a BMW lady through and through, so she would prefer the M3 or the M4. Now, again, look, if somebody said to me, here's an M4, I'm not going to go, no thank you. I think they're an amazing car. You get the M4 comp or whatever. I think personally, I would prefer the M3. I like the 4-door. I think it's a bit more of a sleeper. Same with the C63. I think the 4-door saloon version rather than the 2-door coupe has a bit more appeal to a daily driver that will shock most people. I saw a 13 reg C63S saloon last weekend, actually, on the island where I live, and it just looks stunning in black on black on black, big wheels, twin exhaust. It just looked and sounded amazing. It really, really did. And again, the same with the M3, M4. I think I would prefer the M3 over the M4, but I'm not going to say no to an M4, don't get me wrong. I think they're amazing cars, and I think ultimately they would be just, I can't think of a better daily driver that's within all budget brands. You know, you can get one under 20 grand, you can get one under 30, you can get one under 40, you know. There are other cars. I like the M5 Comp. You know, they're very good second-hand buys, but realistically, you know, 65 grand for an M5 Comp, still a good deal when they're 100 grand new. And I know Supercars of London, Paul Wallace has just tested one at Saxon's against his Nissan, and that was an amazing car to BMW. A lot of car. I love the E63S. We spoke about this before. I think the E63S, especially in touring mode, is just stunning. But I think the ultimate daily driver, if I'm honest, if it was my money, or if somebody said to me, Rich, I don't know what to get, I think if you got one of those, either an M3 and M4 or a C63, I don't think you'd be disappointed. I think they would be absolutely amazing. They're German engineering, so the build quality is there without a shadow of a doubt. I just think they look really good. Even the older ones, I think they look really good. They've got really good road presence. I mean, and I know guys that drive them as a daily driver, and just it gives you that smile, that rush, that what an amazing car. I would love to run a C63 on the channel. I would absolutely love it. I think I wouldn't want to give it up. If somebody said run one for 6 months, I would find it difficult to walk away after 6 months. I just think it is an amazing car. So that would be my answer really, was, you know, again, depending on your budget, if you've got a budget of 20 grand or 30, you're definitely going to be able to get an M3, M4 or a C63. Personally, I'd have the C63. My wife would have the BMW. I think Cordic would probably have the KD would have the BMW as well, to be honest with you. I think he would prefer the driving experience of the BM over the Mercedes, but there's something about the C63 that absolutely gets me every time. So my mate's got one. He's got my ultimate spec in the C63S, and I love it. They're 85 grand new, but you can get really good deals second hand. So I think that's where I'd go, guys. So just my opinion, and please get in touch. You know, comment below, direct messages on Instagram, however you want to play it. Let us know what you think, let us know your thoughts. But I think M3, M4 or C63 would be ultimate daily driver that would tick every box. But when I was chatting to my mate Paul, the other question he had to me was, why is it that watches, or nice watches, are so associated with nice cars? You know, so most people that drive a nice car or into cars are also into watches. I'm guilty as charged, right? I'm guilty as charged. I'm wearing my Breitling today. I've got a few nice watches. I'm really into watches, and I actually follow through social media and online. You know, I follow watch prices and car prices quite heavily, because they really are the synergy between the two items, if you like, not brands, but the specific parameters of what they are, follow suit. So when watch prices go up, car prices go up, and watch prices come down, car prices come down. And there's definitely a link. And Paul was saying to me, you know, why is it that, you know, Paul's into cars, Paul's got a couple of nice watches, what is the connection to it? And I don't know, for me, I suppose it goes back to like somebody like Steve McQueen. I mean, let's be honest, one of the coolest men ever on the planet, what an absolutely legend of a cool guy, and you know, always had a cool car, always had a cool watch. One of his watches just sold an auction a couple of weeks ago, and I watched the auction on social media, and it was just ridiculous what it fetched. It was I think it was a Rolex Daytona special edition Steve McQueen watch, and it was just unbelievable. So I don't know whether that's where it starts from, but you know, most people that've got a nice car will have a nice watch. Now, whether it's a Rolex or a Breitling or a Omega or Tag, and then people have certain brands they stick to. And it's quite amazing. Rolex have had a big surge over the last few years. Hublot is reasonably new to the trend, and you know, a lot of footballers wear Hublot watches, and there's massive popularity with Hublot. I quite like Patek Philippe. Now, unless you're really into your horology, if you're really into watches, average Joe wouldn't know. Patek Philippe looks like a very nice watch, but you wouldn't know of its value or its importance. I think the tagline for Patek is, you never really own a Patek, you're just looking after it for the next generation, and I totally get that. I mean, they're serious money, Patek Philippe's, but they are stunning watches. And I was saying to Paul, I remember reading an article in Watch Collector, and the journalist, I can't remember his name now, but he was saying that the Rolex Daytona, specifically the black face, but any of the Daytona Rolex watches, the Rolex Submariners, the Rolex Submariners, not Daytona, the Rolex Submariner, the black face. If you didn't have a Submariner in your collection, you weren't a true collector. And this journalist made this statement. And then what happened was, overnight, second-hand Rolex Submariner, specifically the black face, went up in value massively overnight. Second-hand, you could pick them up for like $4.5, $5 second-hand through Watchfinder. I use Watchfinder quite a bit to get idea on prices and fluctuations. And overnight, the popularity was huge. And they went up to like $7, $8, $9 overnight. I think nowadays, you know, you'd struggle to get a second-hand Submariner for under $10. And then of course then they brought the Hulk, the green face Submariner out, and the popularity of the green face, the Hulk, is crazy at the moment. Absolutely crazy. You know, you look anywhere and everyone's talking about the Hulk Rolex. It's just crazy. Now, I'll be honest with you, I like all the brands. I like Rolex, I like Breitling. But I've got a real thing for Omega. This goes back a long time. Some work colleagues from a company I used to work with years ago, they really got me into watches, and they were Omega fans. And the Seamaster chronograph specifically, and I'll put a picture on the screen now. My director had one of these, and then one of my sales managers had one of these, and it was just something to aspire to. And at the time, they were like $3.5 which at the time I couldn't afford, but realistically, it's not out of the realms of most people these days. You know, if you're reasonably successful and have had a good quality, you know, a good job and a good quality of life, you know, people would spend, if you're into watches, you would spend $3.5 on an Omega. So I started really looking at the Omega brand and some of the watches, some of the Seamaster and the Speedmaster specifically, the Moonwatch from the Speedmaster collection, the DeVille as well. You know, there's some really stunning watches there. I've got a couple of Omegas, I'll be honest, and I absolutely love them. They are my favourite go-to watch. I think they fit with whether you're wearing a suit, if I've got a board meeting, for example, or I'm going on site, so I'm wearing a sweatshirt and cargo pants or whatever. I think the Omega brand and the Omega watch looks nice without being too ostentatious. You know, I know gold's back in fashion, like a two-tone 18-karat gold Rolex or something like that. It's very, very nice. Wouldn't work if I went on a building site, you know. Looks very good with a three-piece suit at a special occasion, but it's not a watch you'd wear every day. Where I think the Omega brand specifically, or Tag, or even some of the Breitlings, you know, they are an everyday watch that look the part, and a bit like having a nice car. Guys, you'll understand this. So, you know, I try and explain to my wife. Sometimes, you know, I have to wear a suit for work, a three-piece suit if I've got a director's meeting. You know, it's not always site work. Sometimes it's a boardroom meeting. And if you put a new suit on, it makes you feel good, it makes you feel special. The same with a car. If you've got a nice car and it's clean and it's a bit sharp and it's a bit special, it makes you feel special. It's the same with watches, you know. So, you know, if you've got a special occasion, we went to a friend of mine's daughter's wedding a couple of years ago. Lovely, lovely event, beautiful. I've known her for years, lovely lady. Privileged to be invited to her wedding. And, you know, I had a brand new suit, I had a new company car, I wore a really nice watch. And you feel good, you feel special, like you've made an effort, and it makes the occasion. And I think watches are like that. I love getting a new watch. I absolutely love getting a new watch. You know, I have to watch the budget. The wife isn't happy if I spend too much, but I look at the budget. But I love getting a new watch, and I love getting a new car. And I think that's kind of the link. So I think people that really love it, not people just, oh, it's a car, people that are true connoisseurs of that cars, really love it, true petrol heads, people that really can see, you know, a car for what it's worth and its value and the experience. I think those kind of people appreciate a good watch. You know, you can look at the detail, the craftsmanship and the time that's gone into creating that. I'll look at watches all day. I'm terrible, I'm really bad for it. I'll look at watches, and there's definitely a synergy a link up between watches and cars. So I don't quite know. I don't really know where it fully stems from. I'm sure it's a personal thing. For me, you know, I'd say people like Steve McQueen or Paul Newman, real legends of the industry, always had nice cars and nice watches. I remember the Omega brand specifically because, like I say, two guys that I used to work with were really into the brand and got me into it. And so I know where it stems from for me. But yeah, I don't know, everybody's different, guys, but there's definitely a link there. So I don't know whether I've answered my friend Paul's questions or not, to be honest with you. I think car-wise, Savage daily driver's got to be M3, M4 or a C63S. And watches, yeah, I fall into that category. Something about watches and cars just go together. So, you know, guys, listen, thank you so much for your time. I've just been waffling on today, but, you know, I thought they were interesting questions, and I chatted to KD about it, and I wanted to speak to you guys, see what you think. And I'm sure, you know, guys, if you get the chance, send me a picture of your car and your watch, you know, tell me what you got, what you're wearing at the moment, or what you're driving on, and there's definitely a link. I would like to give a shout out to my friend Naylor. Naylor's been on the channel a few times. Very, very good friend of mine, dear friend of mine. You know, I went to his wedding. I think I was best man at his wedding, and I'm godfather to his two daughters. So a really good friend, family friend of mine. He's not been very well recently. He got COVID very, very badly. It was very serious. He was in hospital, a high dependency unit for a long time. I'm really pleased to say that he's out, he's home, he's back where his family where he belongs. He's got a beautiful family and he's back. And I wish him all the best, mate. Don't rush, you know, take your time to recover, buddy. I was really, really concerned. I'm glad you're okay. Sending my love to you and your family, mate. I really hope I know you're on the mend now because I message you every day, so I know you're okay, but I'm just really glad. Guys, listen, thanks for supporting the channel. Please, please, please stay safe out there, okay? Please stay safe. We're nearly out of it. We're nearly there, but we've still got to be careful. Thank you for the support of the channel. The channel's nearly a year old. 20th of March, the channel's a year old. It's doing okay. We need more subscribers, but it's doing okay. But you guys that are following really love the support and the thumbs up that you guys give us in the comments. So, guys, stay safe. Keep supporting the channel, and I'll catch you on the next one. Hopefully, we'll start some really nice car journeys and reviews coming forward. So, stay safe, guys. I'll see you soon. See you now. Bye.